So again, thank you for joining us. This is the webinar for G.I.R.L 2017 in Columbus, Ohio, and this is the volunteer team orientation. So thanks for joining us. We greatly appreciate it. So I wanted to just take a moment to introduce myself. My name is Lizbeth Kohler. I actually work for Girl Scouts of Northeast Ohio, and I am pictured here on your slide to the right. I am one of the volunteer team leads. So my actual title is Senior Manager of Customer Care and Business Analysis of Girl Scouts of Northeast Ohio. And this will be my 4th convention, and I am so excited that it is in the great state of Ohio. So we're very happy to be co-hosts and, helping out our friends at Girl Scouts of Ohio's Heartland. And I think Amanda is on the phone. Can you unmute yourself, Amanda, and say hello?
Hi, I'm Amanda Sigmund. I am a project manager for Girl Scouts of Ohio's Heartland and also a piece of the volunteer team. I've been working on Girl for about the last year and a half in a lot of various capacities, mainly with the volunteer piece, and just so excited that we are 8 days away.
Fantastic. And I think I have Tina added. Tina is one of our volunteers on our volunteer support team. Tina, can you hear me and can you say hi? I think I unmuted you. Maybe not, but she is here, and if we figure out the audio, we'll make sure we come back and get her to say hi. So thanks for joining us. I greatly appreciate it. We have a couple of other people on our team, so you might be hearing from them. So Erica and Rachel and Maddie aren't necessarily on the call tonight, but they will be at the volunteer office in Columbus and are very happy to help you, and they have been a great asset all along the route, so we appreciate that. Okay. So we're going to dive right in. This is the agenda. Amanda, you want to cover that?
Yes, I happily will. So we did the intro, so we're halfway through that piece. And just so you know, it is our goal to provide you with a very thorough webinar, but also to honor your time. So what you see here is what we will cover in addition to questions. We're going to cover a little bit more about the Init Live system, basics, how to sign up for shifts, which most of you have already done, but we're still going to go over that in case you're interested in adding some for the week. How to check in at Girl when you arrive, some parking things that are good to know for you, the circulator bus, which is called the CBus here in Columbus. We'll talk a little bit about that asset. And we're going to discuss a little bit about volunteer guidelines. In that piece, we're going to cover, some of the things, what to wear, and kind of the mood, set the mood for our event. We're going to talk about how to utilize the Hall of Experiences passes while you're on site, and then a little bit about dining options and maybe a few little highlights of our gorgeous downtown.
Thank you so much, Amanda. Great. Okay. Do you want to go over the calendar of events as well?
I would be happy to do so. So what you see in front of you, the reason we've utilized this and showcased it in our webinar is that this is the first event, even though Girl Scouts has been doing conventions for a very long time. This is one of the first times that it's been a public forward-facing event. So we're reviewing this because it's a change from many of you have attended other conventions, and it's quite different than in the past. So on Tuesday, you'll see that Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are really big pieces of the National Council session. So if you are a delegate, you will be there, you know what's happening, if that's also a role that you're filling. We're gonna have some board chair CEO receptions during that time. It's gonna be a lot of the business meeting side of the event. So anything business related are gonna take place in those 3 days. And then when we hit Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we move into the public facing event. This is something for every G.I.R.L to attend. That's what we've been focusing on. And it is going to be a super fun weekend packed with fabulous speakers, awesome breakouts, great activities. And you can see here what some of those things are going to be. We are super excited to welcome the public and to showcase the fact that Girl Scouts is for every girl. That is our goal of this event. So we'll be rocking the whole weekend and then closing on Sunday with our last speaker, which we found out recently will be Gabby Douglas, who's a Columbus native. We're very excited about that, and we'll be closing right around the noon time on Sunday, noon or 1 o'clock. So that's a little recap of what the week's going to look like.
Fantastic, thank you. Okay. Just generally wanted to go over, because this is been a little bit confusing and wanted to make sure that everybody is aware. When you go to sign up for events, there are actually 4 events that you can actually sign up for. And I think that leads to a lot of people being frustrated because they can't necessarily find the role or the role they want. So you can actually use the General Girl Volunteer Team, the Hall of Experiences team, the Girl Experiences team, or the Logistics team. So any of those links will take you into Init Live, and you will show you different roles. So we tried to break it up so that there wasn't like just thousands of roles listed in one event, which would be a little overwhelming. So we did break it down, but what that has caused is some people are maybe in under the volunteer team, but they're not seeing anything under the Hall of Experiences team. So you do have to add all of the different events to it if you want to volunteer under different categories. So just be aware of that, and we're going to talk about that just a little bit more as we move forward. So again, if you haven't done it already, but I think most of you have, but if you have a friend that wants to sign up, we still have lots of volunteer shifts available. You can go to Girl Scouts of Ohio's Heartland's website. It's under gsoh.org, and then Girl 2017/volunteer. You scroll to the bottom, and you can pick from one of those 4 opportunities. And again, you can click on each one of those. If you've already done one, you can add a different one in, that's fine. Then you'll be able to either create an account or sign into your previously created account. So either way will work. You want to make sure that you update your profile so that it has the correct t-shirt size, has your mobile phone number is very helpful, your email address, all of that kind of stuff should be in the system and under your profile. So once you've logged in, and you have to do this for each of the 4 areas, if you've added all 4 areas to your account, you have to give your qualifications under each event. So if you have more than one there, you'll have to do it multiple times. So it's a little confusing. You're like, I just did this. That's okay. It's just asking again under a different area. So once you do that, you'll go in, and step 1 is to select the qualifications. We have opened up a lot of the qualifications for a lot of the roles. So if you might have had a problem finding it the first time, I would suggest you go back in and look again. We've broadened a lot of the qualifications, so more shifts are becoming available and more roles are available to you. You can then go in and select the desired role that you would like and hit save. And then after that, you can select your shift times. And it really is simple as 1, 2, 3. And usually on the left side of the screen, there's an option to pick from one of these steps that you can walk your way through. So you can select your shift time. I highly suggest using the filter option. So if you know you're only going to be there on Friday or only on Saturday, you can filter just for that day, and it makes viewing the schedule a whole lot easier. Then we suggest that you download the Init Live app, and we think that's a really important step, and we'll encourage you and have help on site to help you be able to do that either at the early pickups or at the convention center. So the Init Live app is important because you're going to need it for check-in, so you definitely want to make sure that you do that. So the app actually goes live on Tuesday, October 3rd. So that's when it'll go from just being a generic app to something very much more robust and interesting. You'll be able to check into your shifts electronically. You'll be able to view your schedule. The only thing, again, just to remind you, you do have to toggle between the different shifts. So if you are doing logistics and you're also doing Hall of Experiences, you will have to toggle between those 2 events. And you do want to check your schedule because you don't want to double book yourself in multiple shifts under different events. So you do want to make sure that you do that. But we are going to have people on site in the volunteer room that can help you with the Init Live app. So if you're not comfortable, if you're not sure what you're doing, don't hesitate to stop in and see us. We would be more than happy to help you out with that. So I'm just going to pause for a minute and see if there's any questions on that real quick. Oh, sorry. Oops. Wait, stop. Sorry.
Hey, Liz.
My mouse is a little touchy today. Okay, I don't see any questions. Tina,
Hey,
I think I hear you. Do you want to take the next slide?
Can you hear us?
I
you hear
can.
Me now? Okay,
Yep.
cool. Awesome.
You want to introduce yourself? Maybe that's helpful.
Thank you. I have my own IT department in-house right now. This is Tina, and I'm going to talk to you about picking up your volunteer shirt. When you come to the Hall of Experiences, we'll have a volunteer lounge where you can pick up your shirt, your credentials, and get your parking pass. We also, for the people that are in Ohio, have 2 pre-event pickup areas. Thursday, the 28th, for people in the Northeast Ohio area, and Saturday, the 30th, at the Ohio's Heartland office on Watermark Drive. So you pick up your pretty gold shirt to wear at the event, and you can pick them up in the Hall of Experience if you're there any day between Tuesday and Sunday.
Perfect. And you can also get your parking passes. If you haven't seen that already, those are the information about parking passes for Saturday and Sunday. We do have a generous company that has given us free parking on those 2 days only, and we're going to talk about that here shortly. I think that is coming up next, actually. Amanda?
Yes. So some parking, yes, I'm here. So a few parking options for you. What you see on the screen here are some identified parking lots that we have scouted out that would be the best options for you to park at. So what you see listed are a couple garages that are also a good affordable rate. The parking is about $10 a day in downtown Columbus, and that's about the cheapest that you will find it for all day parking. So these are going to be your most convenient options. I recommend, if you're somebody who's a super pre-planner, possibly Googling that address and finding out where that garage is in relation. Most of these are going to be a block 2 away at max, so not a super long walk if that's a concern that you might have. If I can have the next slide, Lizbeth. So for our parking, we received a generous donation from AEP Ohio here at the local council for some free parking, and which is awesome, and we would love to be able to give that to all of our volunteers. We have 2 days only during the week in which the parking is free. One of them is Saturday the 7th, and one of them is Sunday the 8th. So it's really the last 2 days of the event. So if you're volunteering at all those 2 days, you're welcome to sign up to receive a pass. What you will do is, we have shown you a jot form here. A jot form is a simple way of collecting information online. Really, all you have to do is click on that and add a few basic pieces of info, your name, your email address, etc. And those must be completed by Wednesday, the 27th. We need to be able to get kind of track all the volunteers that are requesting that. So you are able to pick up those early parking passes at the early t-shirt pickup times that we spoke about. So those are things that you can do at either one of those events. That way you are able to receive your free parking pass.
Yep. And I'm sorry, I was answering a question. Did you say that they can find the links for those in the email that came from Init Live earlier this week?
Yes. I think, yes, they can do that. We sent out a communication on Wednesday evening, I believe, from Init Live that lists that link. I don't believe Sunday was included, but that we can either post here during the call, or we are happy to post that afterwards as well for the Sunday option.
Perfect. If I can get a chance to do that, I will make sure I go and grab that link and post it in here. So bear with me a minute. Okay. Do you want to walk through the map? I added this slide kind of a little late, but I think it helps to kind of see the map of the Greater Convention Center. Amanda,
Yes.
are you comfortable? Cool.
I'm comfortable doing it from a high level. I will not say I'm an expert, so please bear with me as I do this on the fly. You know, flexibility, as we talked about, is the key. So what you're seeing here is a map of the convention center. If you've been to the Columbus Convention Center in the past, you're going to be really surprised when you see the remodel. It's beautiful. It's very much innovative looking and much more modern than what you've seen in the past. So what you will see here, for all intents and purposes, really, it's very easy once you get into the building to navigate. And I will say that if you have not done so, we will talk about this later. I highly encourage you to download the G.I.R.L 2017 app on the App Store, because on that app, there's also a place that you can click for maps of the convention center, and it's very detailed. So when you're actually at the event, if you're thinking, I need to get to this breakout, or here's my volunteer piece, or whatever you might be looking for, that app is a fabulous resource that you will want to download. But essentially, once you arrive in the location, there's multiple entryways to get into the convention center. And as you see here, I recommend entering the main concourse doors, where you'll see there are doors in that exhibit hall D area. There are doors there that take you directly in, and I always think those are the easiest to navigate if I'm visiting there. Couple things that I would point out, our volunteer room is on the second floor, and it's, if Lizbeth, I'm forgetting what our number is right now for our volunteer room.
I think it's D284.
Yes, so room D284 is where our volunteer room is. You'll want to take note of that. It's on the second floor. Very easy to find once you're in the actual facility. So you'll want to know that. And then I would spend a little bit of time. I think the app has a great resource as well as this to really see how to get around the convention center. So, yes.
Correct. Okay. I am trying to find the link here, so bear with me. Okay. Oops. Go ahead. I think it's still you, Amanda.
Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about the circulator bus, otherwise known here in Columbus as the CBus. This is a relatively new, within the last few years, resource to our city. It's fantastic if you don't live here and you're interested in getting around downtown quickly. It's efficient and very new and modern, pretty awesome. As it states, it runs about every 10-15 minutes every day, and there are various connection centers that this map shows. You can also check out whatever hotel that you might be staying at. If it's not a part of the GSUSA packaged hotel, maybe you're staying somewhere else that's a little bit different price point. You can look up this, Google CBus schedule. It will come up. You can look at a map there. It's very user friendly. We talked about this on one of our other trainings. And you can find out where the best stop is from your hotel. It's actually quite easy to navigate. I've helped a couple volunteers figure out where that might be. It does run all day long during the week until 9 p.m. and on the weekends till 12 a.m. So, and if you plan on arriving back later than that, there are lots of other options. There are cabs, there's Uber, downtown, a variety of options, but it is an efficient and quick way, very modern, very new, and you won't have trouble navigating once you're in town.
Okay, bear with me one moment. I'm just trying to find that link. Okay, Tina, can you go ahead and do the volunteer dress code?
So these are the shirts that all the volunteers are going to get. We ask that you wear your uniform pants, blue, nice jeans. We don't want anything ripped up, but we want you to be comfortable. Please wear comfortable shoes. Sneakers are a good choice. And just come dressed and ready to have a good time. You might want to consider bringing a non-yellow shirt to wear if you're going to be off shift. But anytime you have the yellow shirt on, be ready for questions to facilitate getting people from point A to point B, that kind of thing. And again, we're going to have them in the volunteer room for you. Just be professional, be Girl Scouty, but be comfortable as well, if that makes sense.
Perfectly. We had just a couple questions, and we'll make sure. Yes, we did say blue pants or jeans to wear with the shirt. That's very helpful. I would just recommend no yoga pants, no leggings, no pajama pants. Again, you're representing Girl Scouts. Some people, this is going to be their first interaction with Girl Scouts, so you want to put forth a professional, neat, clean appearance. So we are asking that you kind of work with that. Okay. But nice black jeans are definitely okay. Yes. Okay. Question about longer shorts. If the weather is, like, it's been very unseasonably warm here right now, so I'm not sure what the weather is saying for the week of convention, but if longer shorts would be appropriate, yes, I would say definitely, past your fingertips type thing would probably be fine, as long as they're, black, khaki, looking for, clean and neat. Again, I think that's the best rule of thumb. All right. Amanda.
Sorry, I had to unmute myself there. So we're going to talk a little bit about guidelines kind of for the event and kind of the tone right now and attitude that we want to set as we go into this event. And probably many of you on here, I actually have not been to a convention myself before. So most of you are probably more experienced than me. in terms of this, but there have been, you know, different pieces of feedback that I've heard on this team for the last year and a half about different events. And, you know, maybe at times and different cities that have hosted, you know, things definitely fly at this point at the last minute. And so we expect changes to happen every single day this week, as we are 8 days away from the launch, and we are very much anticipating that happening. And so with that being said, we've kind of communicated this recently as well. Flexibility is the word of this event. We really want to, as a volunteer team, be flexible, and Lizbeth's wonderful leading this group now and showing flexibility and being able to roll with the outcome. So along with being flexible, it's also really important to us, and we have this fun little meme there as well, that if things kind of get turned on their side and upside down, and we're willing to be able to work with that. And we're really asking you as a piece of our team to kind of come in with this same enthusiastic, flexible attitude. You know, many of you have signed up and been very enthusiastically a part of this for many months now, and asking lots of great questions. And so we are really trying to honor the commitments we've previously made, but there may be times when we ask you to help us out by maybe changing a shift a little bit or helping out in a different way. And so we really want to have flexibility be important. In addition, we're really looking for a positive attitude as people come in. So you're thinking customer service experience. As we all know, it's everything and everything that we do, whether it's a restaurant, a store we shop at, whatever that is, we're looking for good customer service. And this event is no different to me. So when people are checking in with us in the volunteer room, or we're interacting in the hall of experiences or at a breakout session, we want to remember that anyone that's a part of this, volunteer, public community member, donor, our attitude is always going to be positive and flexible, and really being able to answer the questions to the best of our ability and create a great energy at the event. So we're asking you to join us in these last 8 days in creating that.
Perfect. So the Hall of Experience passes, we've had a couple of questions about that in the log. You can pick them up when you check in. So volunteers will receive 1 pass per 4-hour shift worked. And again, if some of the retail shifts were suddenly changed to 3-hour shifts, that's okay. We're still going to give you the pass for those. No problem. And passes are transferable to others. So you can come and volunteer on Wednesday or Tuesday and, you know, then transfer the pass or give the pass to someone else to use on Friday or Saturday. That is perfectly acceptable. So that would be fine. And if you are just arriving in Columbus on Monday, you can definitely pick up your passes and shirts when you show up for your first shift. So whether that's Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon, or Wednesday, you're more than welcome to stop by the volunteer room and pick them up. There was another question I'm just going to quickly answer. If you are volunteering for multiple shifts, we do ask that while you're volunteering, if you can please wear the yellow shirt. I am suggesting that you could wear layers, wear a tank top or something else underneath it, so that you can take it off and put on a different Girl Scout shirt, maybe while you're, you know, exploring the Hall of Experiences yourself. Girl Scout uniform is always appropriate. We will have volunteer credentials for you to wear while you're volunteering as well, but the gold shirts were designed kind of with the purpose of being easy to spot and being that touch base for our visitors, so that they know that they can reach out to somebody in a nice bright yellow shirt and find them and ask them questions about Girl Scouts and about the experience. Okay. Right, I think I got some of those questions. Okay. Amanda, you want to cover dining?
Yes. So there will be along High Street in Columbus, where the convention center is located, there are fantastic options for food all around and down High Street. So you will find that one of the easiest places, though, and most affordable options while you're in town, is to visit our lovely North Market. So North Market, if you're, you know, are not familiar, is an indoor market area where you can not only buy different types of groceries or foods or other different local pieces, but also prepared food and some fabulous food. So I really recommend that you visit the North Market. You literally walk across the street from the convention center and you're there. Be a great place for you to take a break during the event, grab a coffee. There's fabulous food, pastries there, lots of, you know, great Columbus icons. I would highly recommend also that you, in my opinion, if you are out of town, visit Jenny's Ice Cream inside of North Market. Jenny is actually speaking in our event and has some of the best, and I know I'm biased, but best ice cream that I've ever had. So you'll definitely want to test that out while you're in town. If North Market isn't your thing and you want a sit-down restaurant, High Street has a variety of options and price points. You are able to Google and find lots of options. There are also info booths at the convention center, and some of those folks that are local may have some better suggestions if you're looking. I would just highlight for myself, on High Street is also Marcella's, which is an Italian restaurant. It's fabulous. The prices are kind of average if you want to have something different and local as well. So just something to think about while you're here. We'd love for you to try lots of our Columbus staples, and it'll just be another piece of the experience.
We had a couple of questions. Are you expecting people to want to drive to another location for food during the day or just for the evening?
I don't know that there's, I mean, I would say you're welcome to drive. You wouldn't have to. I mean, within walking distance of High Street, there are so many different options and price points available. North Market would have more of your, I would say, if you're looking for something really more budget friendly, they're going to have stuff from $10 to $20, a decent meal there. If you're looking for something for, you know, 20 to 30 and you want to have, you know, $25 meal, there are lots of other options on High Street as well. And even things under that you can look for. I don't see any reason for you to have to leave the area. You can walk. If you're able, there's lots of options locally to visit.
And then we had another question. Can we bring food in if we have severe food allergies and sensitivities? I thought there was a picnic area. Am I wrong?
Yes. So there will be some areas within the convention center that you can go to. And excuse me, I was trying to think there and talk at the same time, wasn't working, but there will be different areas that you can take some food to. If you do have sensitive food allergies, and I know there are people that have, you know, severe food allergies that have to carry food with them, I would say, you know, bring those snacks with you, your packed lunch with you. In terms of bringing in, for example, large catered meals. Now, I don't know if anybody on this call, you might want to pass this along. You know, the convention center works with a caterer and it is exclusive to them. So they do not allow people to bring in outside food. So for example, we would not encourage you to go to North Market with a troop of 10 girls, buy food and come back and eat it there. We're discouraging you to do that. There are areas outside that you could eat or even in the North Market. But if you are somebody that has special food allergy and you need to carry it on your person with you, that I think that's a very different thing. We just ask that you honor those stipulations.
Yep. And Cassandra wanted to remind us there is a food court in the lower level of the convention center that has Donato's, which is pizza, and Subway and et cetera type things.
Okay, fabulous, thank you.
Yep. So then we have another question that I think kind of plays along. Will there be a place for a bag or purse when we are on shift? And the answer really to that is no. I recommend that you use your old standard fanny pack or over-the-shoulder. Girl Scouts has some really cool Girl Scout little over-the-shoulder bags that you can use, small ones. Something to that effect, to carry your important information or important pieces, money, that kind of thing, with you on your person. There will not be a secure location to place things. Unfortunately, there's not a lockers at the convention center, so there aren't even lockers that you can use. There will be a coat rack in the volunteer room, but all property that's left in the volunteer room is left at your own risk because there's going to be people coming in and out, so that is totally up to you. I have done convention before, and I just kind of carried my little, it's like a 4x6 Girl Scout bag. I had it carabinered to my, belt loop. Worked real well, or it has a shoulder strap type of thing. And I just carried that with me that had, my wallet and cell phone and that kind of stuff in it. And then I had my bag of swaps that I carried. But yes, for the most part, you're going to want to keep your personal property on you rather than leaving it anywhere in particular. All right. So the other thing that you might want to check out is the official G.I.R.L 2017 app has launched. So you can go to the Google Play or App Store, depending on your phone, and find it. If you just do a search for G.I.R.L 2017, you should be able to find it. It pops up pretty easily. So it is a great way. We were playing with it earlier today. It's got maps. It's got, you can follow speakers. So if you want to know where somebody is speaking or what time they're speaking, you can follow that. You can connect with other attendees. I believe there is some other really cool pieces on it. So if you haven't downloaded that, you want to. I think there's even the, trying to see, you can connect with your social media, Girl Scout TV, there's the Columbus Quest, so all sorts of fun things that if you haven't downloaded that, you probably want to. I really like the Locate Me, where it'll actually find you in the convention center and help direct you to where you need to go. So if you're directionally challenged like I am, it'll help you with that. So it's got some really great things. You can create your own schedule, see the exhibitors. It's a very robust app, and that is live now. And in conjunction with that, if you're still looking for more information that we haven't perhaps answered, I would suggest that you visit girlscouts.org/girl2017. That you would be able to, pull up the schedule of events. There's a printable schedule of events that I highly recommend. You can see some of the speakers. There's a floor plan of the Hall of Experiences that's very detailed and very helpful. Hopefully nobody else is having problems with sound. I'm seeing Christy saying that there's some problems with the volume going in and out. So I apologize for that.
Lizbeth, let me add one more thing. So I would say, even just having downloaded the app and spent a lot of time today on it, I would say the app is even better than this website at this point, because the app actually supersedes this at this point, because it tells you on the app when, if you're looking for a certain speaker, you can pull the speaker up, see when they're speaking, where they're speaking. The website's great and it's a resource, but the app takes it to another level. So I highly recommend, if you have not done that, download it. I was showing it, even my husband downloaded it tonight on his phone and was like, that's so cool. Such and such is going to be there. So I just highly, at this point, that should be your #1 resource.
Definitely. And they will be doing, as if I remember from previous years, they put out broadcasts and information on those as well. So it is really the best way to stay connected while you're getting ready for Girl 2017, and also while you're there. So thank you for that. Okay. Oh man, my mouse is going crazy. Amanda, you want to talk about some other additional resources?
I'm happy to. So in addition, I'd say again, the app is your #1 resource, but in addition to that, there's a few websites that you might want to look at. If you are someone who loves, public transportation, downtown Columbus, again, not having to deal with cars and driving and parking, I highly recommend check out the CODA website. The bus website, very efficient for downtown, very, just very modern, a great way to get around our downtown. Experience Columbus also would have some great resources. If you're, interested in checking out Columbus, we have been featured a lot recently for fabulous dining, fabulous shopping, our zoo, so many other things. If you're here and say, I have a little extra time, check out what Experience Columbus will tell you about our city. We're very proud of Columbus and would love for you to check that out. And then the Columbus Convention Center website as well, columbusconventions.com. If you're someone who loves maps and wants to really dig in, that's a great way to be able to look into the convention center. I think there's some 360 tours there still that you can check into as well if you enjoy that. So lots of resources, lots of places to find information. Please utilize all of them.
And Valerie has a great question. Will there be ability to charge phones while at convention? This seems very phone friendly, but I also see phone batteries being an issue. And yes, the volunteer room will have charging stations. So if you'd like to come in and rest your feet for a minute and have some charging stations available, we will have extra cords there. I can't guarantee we'll have your cord, but we will try to have some of the standard ones available, as well as some charging stations. So stop by the volunteer room to charge your phone. That's a great point. And yes, Valerie, we have that under control. Okay. The only other thing I want to say is make sure that sometime after one of your first shifts that you stop back into the volunteer office, maybe while you're charging your phone. We have a special surprise for you. So after you've done your first shift, you can come in and pick up your special surprise. So don't leave Columbus without it. Okay. We've been answering questions all the way through, but let me go back and double check and see if there's anything else. Tina, did you have any other comments or anything, suggestions as a previous convention goer that you'd like to share?
I would say just come positive and happy and just really enjoy the Girl Scout experience, because if you've never been to a convention before, it's amazing and inspirational and so much fun. Just a good time.
Yep. We had somebody that mentioned that they were volunteering for the camp-in. Do they have to go to the convention center first? The only reason you would need to come to the convention center first would be to pick up your volunteer shirt if you haven't done that already. So if you've picked it up early, you can actually go straight to the COSI, report to where you're supposed to report to, and check in via the Init Live app. And again, unfortunately, the Init Live app doesn't talk to the convention app, but you'll have to use both of those at the same time. But you can check in once you arrive at the COSI to do that. But if you need to pick up your shirt, the volunteer room is where you'll come to get that. If you do not have a phone, you can come into the volunteer room and we can check you in. I would suggest that you come to the volunteer room up to 15 minutes prior to your shift. So if you wanted to come anytime before your shift, let us know that you're there. That is very helpful. And then that'll give you some time to actually get to the location where you're actually volunteering. If you've already have your shirt, again, you can just go directly to where you're supposed to report, whether it's if you're the usher or directional assistant, head that direction. They will be looking for you with your bright yellow shirts. So, that you can go there directly and check in via the app. Okay. Do you check in if you are helping with setup on Monday? So you can come into the convention center lobby. The convention center, for the most part, will be closed for setup. The only place that we have available is by the, I think it's the north entrance by the Union Ballroom, will be the only door that is open. And that is for people who are helping to set up with registration and stuffing bags from 3 to 7 on Monday. Again, we need more people to help with that if you're interested, 3 to 7 on Monday. But you won't be able to check in for the app because it won't be live then. So I suggest that you, but you can just come to the convention center and we'll check you in there. If I come early for a shift, and start helping, do I just check into the volunteer room to see what's needed? Yes, Amy, that is a great idea. So if you find that you have seen everything you want to see in the Hall of Experiences and you still have some extra time, please come back to the volunteer room and we will definitely put you into, where we have slots available. So that'll be helpful. Kathy asked, is there going to be training for what they're actually doing, like registration assistant? Yes, so there will be some training on the job. I think some of the registration assistants are supposed to show up early. There's also overlap, so that you will, a lot of the shifts have at least a half-hour overlap, so that you can actually learn from your predecessor the job and then move forward. But the majority of the apps and things, the jobs that we have are very self-explanatory, and we think that people should be able to move right in. There is an additional Hall of Experiences training that gives you a little bit more information if you're planning to volunteer in the Hall of Experiences. They've had a couple of those already. We will be sending out the link to that recording as well in one of our communications in the next week or so. So you can take a look at that. If you've not already done the city tour. Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I also want to tell folks that are on the call, you can actually go to YouTube right now and search Girl 2017 Hall of Experiences training, and it comes up. So we don't even have to send it to you. If you right now are interested and want to do it, you can just Google it. So all these things really are out there for you. We're happy to recap for you, but if you just go to YouTube and search it, I did it earlier and it's right there.
Perfect. That's even easier. Also on YouTube is the Hall of Experiences City Tour. So if you kind of want to get a pre-experience of what it's like in the Hall of Experiences, you can visit the city tour. It's on YouTube, and it's a great preview. And I don't know about anybody else, but when I watched it, I started getting very excited about everything that's going to be happening. So it's a great way to kind of start to get geared up and share with other people that you know that are going to be attending. So that's fantastic. Does the app tell us locations of all of our shifts, locations? It's been a few weeks since I've been on the software. So yes, you can actually go into Init Live now and download your schedule, which it does give you a location, a general location, but it does give you a location. And we are trying to update those as well to make sure that those locations are all accurate. But yes, it does give you your location of where you should go. If I would like to see the Hall of Experiences before or after my shift, do I need to use my free pass for admission? So what's going to happen with the free passes is you're going to get a pass, and when you're ready to use it, you will take it down to the registration area and you're going to trade it for a Hall of Experiences bracelet. So they've got some of those Tyvek bracelets that you put on, and once you have that bracelet on, you can go in and out of the Hall of Experiences. If you are volunteering like on Friday and want to use your Hall of Experience pass on Saturday, that's okay, you can do that. Your credentials and your yellow shirt are going to be what you need to get in the door to get to your shift in the Hall of Experiences. So they won't let you in if you don't have on your yellow shirt or your Girl Scout credentials, your Girl Scout volunteer credentials. Okay. And I believe if you're volunteering in the Hall of Experiences, they are going to meet you at the door. They know when their shift times start, and they will have a volunteer that kind of is leading the charge that will meet you at the door and help you get to where you need to go. Okay. So it'll be a little parade of volunteers marching to their areas. Kind of fun. Okay.
In the chat box, everybody, this is Amanda. We have put some links for you, or in the chat area that has links to the parking passes as well as the training I just mentioned. So grab that, copy, paste it, and take a listen or watch. It only takes about 12 minutes.
I don't see the link there. I just see your words. I don't actually see the link. Maybe I'm not looking at it right, but we'll double check that. Okay. But thank you. Yes, I did post the parking links. Oh, there's the YouTube. Got it. Never mind. It's the link to YouTube. Perfect. I see it now. All right. Never mind me. Again, if you have any additional questions, don't hesitate to send it to, the best way is to send it to this GS National Conference at gsoh.org. We are checking that on a regular basis and getting back to people. If you want to email me, you can also email me directly. My name is Lizbeth Kohler, so it's lkohler@gsneo.org. I might not get back to you right away. There's a lot of things happening at the moment, but we will. We've got multiple people checking this email. We don't have. It's only me checking mine. And then Amanda also has an email address, but she isn't able to check that until the afternoon or evening. So you want to make sure that if you have a question, I would send it to the first one. Okay. I think we've gotten most of the questions. If anybody else has a question or would like to raise their hand, we can do that or put it in the question log. But other than that, I'm very excited. We are 8 days away, and so we will see you all in Columbus. Don't hesitate to stop into the volunteer room and say hi, even if it's before your shift, just to check things out. That works great. We'd love to see you. And we're very excited that you're coming or are going to be in Ohio and being a part of G.I.R.L 2017. So thank you so much for joining us. We greatly appreciate it. Any other final words? Okay.
I think the only final word, Lizbeth, is just thank you. 2 simple words
Definitely.
to all of you. And thank you for your enthusiasm, your interest, your follow-up, your follow-through. We really hope that we have the chance to meet so many of you at the event.
Yep, we appreciate it all. So thank you so much. You guys have a great evening. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.